Children represent the left perfectly. Children, like the left, think very immaturely. They do not think about the domino effect of actions, nor the actual costs, including the absolute costs of things. For instance, yesterday, I saw repeatedly a teenager giving a speech calling for bulletproof glass installed in every school. Let's look at the logistics of this choice. 1. Bulletproof glass costs between $800 and $1,200 per square foot to install. That is literally millions of dollars, sometimes $20 to $50 million per school district across this country. That's just to replace the glass. Number 2, bulletproof glass weighs thousands of pounds, which means most school structures would have to be at least reinforced, if not completely replaced, to support the weight of this bulletproof glass. 3, and probably most important, not one school shooting has taken place where the shooter was outside of the school building shooting into classrooms. So this event that this millions upon millions, hundreds of millions, billions of dollars across the nation would cost is a problem we don't have. This solution solves no realistic problem. It would cause massive disruptions to educating children and would cost so much money that some towns would literally go bankrupt trying to implement it. Yet all day, the mainstream media was showing this part of the speech to all Americans. I'm sure if anyone stops and critically thinks about what I just said, you can understand in a mere 30 seconds what a ridiculous and impossible idea this is. But the mainstream media has been broadcasting this all day long. Why? Because it fits their talking points. And it doesn't matter how realistic an idea is, if it fits the narrative, then it would be broadcast far and wide. The left, like children, think this way. The talking points are more important than the actual problem. They simply want to sound right. They don't care if they are right. This is how brainwashing on a large scale works. They repeat ideas that sound right. The ideas all fall apart upon further investigation, but the left and the mainstream media know that most people are either not intelligent enough or simply too lazy to look deeper beyond the talking points. And we have seen this for years. Take the assault rifle ban. An assault rifle is an automatic weapon used by the military. They are already banned in America and have been for decades. In fact, if you get caught with an automatic rifle in America illegally, you are subject to up to life in prison for your first offense. An AR-15 is not an assault rifle. In fact, it is rather a weak gun dressed up to look like an assault rifle. It's simply like taking one of those Toyotas and putting a Ferrari kit on it and saying it's a Ferrari. That's not the case. No matter how much this will look like an Italian sports car, it's still a Toyota. The left and the mainstream media know this. They know all along. They just don't care about the truth. They simply want talking points. Let's take immigration. Illegal immigration is bad for America. It hurts the lowest wage workers the most, and we all know this. After all, it is the new immigrants and unskilled Americans that would do most of the manual labor that illegal immigrants do now. They would simply charge more for their time and force companies to treat them by the labor laws. Isn't that what all Americans want? To have workers paid fairly and treated by the letter of the law? Let's take abortion. We all know deep down there is a living being separate from the mother in that womb. Every adult who has had a child knows their love for that child started before he or she was born. And most adults that have had abortions younger in life think about that child and regret their decision later in life. Yet the left, and most young people, don't ever think of this or broadcast it. They just want their talking point. Let's take a look at the story of the year. There was never collusion between the Trump campaign and Russia. There was never a treasonous act. The left doesn't care that this story has divided the country and made us weaker. They just care about their talking point. I think it is time for the left and the mainstream media to grow up and start looking at situations as a whole and start calculating reality into their talking points. By not doing this, the left and the mainstream media lie to America every day. If you just take what the left and the mainstream media says at face value, it is time for you to wake up. All Americans are on the same team, and we're supposed to be the adults here.